Welcome to the May 2019 Gaming PC Builds of the Month. Want to win a free 2TB SSD? This month we are giving away a free 2TB Crucial MX500 solid state drive. That's the largest MX500 series of SSDs, 2TB. Don't miss out. Visit our website at newbcomputerbuild.com to enter. You only have until the end of May to enter. Here's the landing page here. Just enter here, enter your email and your name, and that's all you have to do. And we will draw names on the 1st of next month. Let's get started with the Gaming PC Builds of the Month for May 2019. These are the best builds anywhere from $1,500 to $1,000 to $700, maxing out games anywhere from 1080p, 2K to 4K resolutions. So if you're building a PC build this month, you have come to the right place. So let's get started with the $1,500 Gaming PC Build of the Month. This build is for those that want a game. If you want a game at 1080p, you can do that, but well into maxing out games at 2K resolutions, into high frame rates, and even really good gameplay into 4K, depending on if you want to upgrade some of the parts as well. You can really bolster some of that performance by doing so. So let's get started with the CPU. We have an Intel Core i7-9700K desktop processor. This is an unlocked processor that can be easily overclocked, and then when we pair that with the Noctua NH-U14S CPU air cooler, you can even boost that up to a liquid cooler if you want more customized cooling, or if you really think you're going to push the CPU to the limits by overclocking it. But you can get pretty far with this setup as is, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. So with the motherboard included is the MSI Z390A Pro. This is a good motherboard to get started with, all you need for this build, and it will overclock the CPU without a problem. The real power driver in this build is the EVGA GeForce RTX 270 graphics card. This is a phenomenal card that provides great PC gaming performance at resolutions, like I said, at 1080p to 1440p, well into 4K, should you want to. So do keep that in mind when budgeting out your builds. What monitor do you have, or what monitor are you going to get, and then base your build on that, because then you can expect the performance that you really want to get out of it. The RAM we have in this build is the Corsair Vengeance LPX 16GB kit. That is two 8GB sticks. And then as featured this month, like I said earlier, is the Crucial MX500. This is the 1TB SSD. This comes in right now at about $129.95. But if you want to win a free 2TB MX500, like I said, visit the site at newbcomputerbuild.com and you can get started. It would be a good way to get started if you want it for your next gaming PC build. Power supply here, we have the Corsair RMX series, RMX 750X. That's a 750 watt 80 plus gold certified power supply, which is a great power supply. It's fully modular and 80 plus gold certified in terms of efficiency. So it's a really good power supply and all you need for this build. The case we have is the Cooler Master Case H500, which I really like. I think it's a really nifty looking case. It comes with two 200 millimeter RGB fans with a controller, so you can make it look how you want to look in terms of RGB coloring, and those are good fans, so it has a lot of airflow, which is phenomenal. So this build right now at the beginning of May comes out at $1,516 for the $1,500 gaming PC build of the month. Now let's move on to the $1,000 gaming PC build. This is the mid-range build in the builds that we have here. This is good for gaming at extreme settings at 1080p, so you can get 144 hertz, for example. If you had a 144 hertz monitor, you can get about 144 frames per second. But then you can go into higher settings at 2K resolutions as well. So do keep that in mind. The CPU in this build is an Intel Core i5-9600K. That's also an unlocked processor, also very easily overclockable. And we pair that also with the Noctua NH-U9S CPU cooler, so that you can overclock that. Do keep in mind that these CPUs do not come with coolers, so you do need to get a cooler, and so this is the one that we've included. The motherboard is the MSI Z390A Pro again. This is a good to get started with this build as well, and will overclock the CPU without a problem. The graphics card for the $1,000 gaming PC build is the MSI Gaming GeForce GTX 1660 Ti. This is a newer-ish graphics card, and it performs quite well. Like I said, at 1080p at high frame rates into 2K resolutions quite well. So definitely a good bang for your buck card. If you wanted to boost that up a bit, you have a little more to spend, you could consider something like an RTX 260. Otherwise, this card is awesome. The RAM we have is the HyperX Kingston Technology Fury, or HyperX Kingston Fury RAM, 8GB kit. That is two 4GB sticks. Perfect amount of RAM to get started, but you could always upgrade that later by adding 2 more sticks, or you could just go with the 16GB kit depending if you need it or not, but this should be good for this build for now. Featured for storage on this build is the Crucial MX500. This is the 500 gigabyte version SSD for this build. Like I said, again, you can win a 2 terabyte one, or you could also just bump it up if you have a little more to spend to the 1 terabyte one if you think you need the space right away. Otherwise, you can plug and play later. You can add more SSDs to your motherboard later on, but if you want to spend more later, or just start with the 500 gigabytes if you think that's all you need. The power supply for this is the Seasonic Focus 650 Gold. 650 watt power supply. It's fully modular as well, which gives you enough juice for this gaming PC build. And then the case we have included is a Corsair Carbide 270R, mid-tower case. This is a clean, minimalistic sort of case, kind of my favorite types of cases, and it has versatile cooling, and that comes in at this total build comes in at $1,025 at the moment. So definitely a great gaming PC build overall. Now finally, we have the best $700 gaming PC build for May 2019. This is a build for those that, if you just want a game and you have a monitor that is just standard HD, high definition, like 1080p, this is the build you should probably go with. This is all you need, in my opinion, and you can always upgrade later on as well, keeping that in mind. Otherwise, do go for the $1,000 gaming PC build, but let's get started. So for the $700 build, we have the CPU. This is an AMD CPU, AMD Ryzen 5 2600. This comes included with the Wraith Stealth Cooler, so you do not need to buy one over and above that. And it should be all you need to cool this build down. The motherboard we have is the Asus TUF B450 Plus gaming motherboard, which is a great board and a great affordable board for this PC build, and in my opinion is all you should need. The graphics card is an XFX Radeon RX 580. This is, like I said, it's a great card for pushing the limits for your games up into 1080p, kind of high refresh rate, FPS, high frame rates in your games at 1080p. So the Radeon RX 580. This build has, of course, our LPX 8GB kit. For RAM, which, like I said, is pretty much all you need, but there is always room to upgrade. This build includes the Crucial MX500 500GB SSD. Comes in at $70. Like I said, you can bump that up to 1 terabyte, or go to the site newbcomputerbuild.com. You can win one this month up until the end of May. We have a 500 watt power supply, the Corsair CX series. To power this build, it's a pretty standard basic power supply, but it is all you need to power this build, and it is very affordable, which brings this build, because as we focus on more of the performance parts, such as the graphics card and the CPU, in terms of where we want to allocate our costs in this build. So if you do feel you need a better power supply, by all means, that's up to you, but this is all you will need. The case we have is the Corsair Carbide 275R mid-tower case. This is the one with the side window, so you can take a good look at your gaming PC build as you game. Overall, very affordable budget case for $53 at the moment, or $53.99 at the moment. This build comes out to a total of $698. So overall, 3 really good gaming PC builds of the month for May 2019. Visit the site if you want to read more about these builds, newbcomputerbuild.com as well. If you want to win an SSD, visit the site and enter your email to get in on the giveaway. Until next month, good luck building.